Good morning, Jordan. How are you today?
Good morning. Happy October. We're in October now.
We are in October and we are dressed with our beautiful pinks on today to honor Breast Cancer Month, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And we have you can sort of see a little bit in the camera, our pink modalities here, just to emphasize the fact that that is our charity of choice for this month. Because one of the things that our platform would like to do is that we would like to give back, because when you feel good, you want to do good. So that's one of the things that we would like to emphasize. So we have selected breast cancer research and
Yeah.
awareness for this month of October.
And you're lucky because I don't really own pink. I was like, I got a text from Colleen and she's like,
I reminded her,
she's
don't
like,
forget to wear your pink,
and
Jordan.
I'm like, do I really own pink? And I'm like, I don't think so. But I did do a Pilates workshop. I think it was like 3 years ago. And the woman who owns it, her colors were black and pink. So I had some pink from that. I was like, just breaking out the pink once a year.
Well, I'm so glad to hear that. I mean, seriously, we do live here in sunny South Florida, so we have to, add in the pink. I'm a huge pink person myself, but that's a good thing. But
Yeah.
so we hope that you guys will give back. We'll remind everybody in this episode's bio, but we have a lot of exciting things planned coming up on FitBells. Soon our guests are going to be appearing. But
Yeah.
today we are talking about some fitness trends, and one of them happens to be the boutique fitness trend. So no better person to start with than my friend Jordan over
Yeah.
here, who actually teaches and has taught and continues to teach at many boutique studios, fitness studios. So I'll turn the floor over to my friend here before I get involved with all of my
So, I guess if the term boutique fitness might be new to you, you're like, what is boutique fitness? So, boutique fitness is a smaller setting, of course, that's geared toward a specific type of workout. And that way, if you're going to like a bar studio, you're only getting like a bar class. They might have different formats of bar, but that's kind of like what it's wrapped around. We've got like Orange Theory is one. They have a few other formats now. They have like a strength and cardio one, but they have, their classic strength and cardio 60-minute class. And I think the benefit for a boutique fitness, and for me, even as an instructor, is you really get to know your members and know what their challenges and their goals are and what brought them to, that particular workout or that particular studio. For me, the smaller setting, I think, is a little bit more intimate, and it's more beneficial. That might not be for everybody. Some people just like to get in and get out. But that is basically what boutique fitness is. And we're seeing a lot of trends right now with, especially the younger girls, I think. They call it, what the term is called now is fitness snacking. So, you've got these bigger gyms such as Lifetime, where I used to teach, and Equinox, which they've taken the guesswork out of it. You've got all the things. You've got all these class options on top of having the amenities and all of the machines there that you need. And that's really great because that's everything under one roof. But I think the miss, even for me when I taught there, is unless I knew you and you came and took with me once a week or twice a week, or, we had a conversation about something, I didn't get to know a lot of the members and about them and their family and their goals and what, some of that, the reason that brought them to my class was. There were so many people in those classes. It was just it could be a lot. I'm talking on a Sunday morning, 30 people in the class, and 90% of them don't know what they're doing. And
yeah, that's tough.
A lot of spinning plates. But this fitness snacking is what we're seeing a lot of the younger crowd doing. I shouldn't say that because I'm not that old yet.
I was going to say, but wait a minute, Jordan. No, just kidding.
The 20-somethings. This is an opportunity. They call it this because I think the generations, we're all a little ADD, all over the place. And this offers the opportunity for them to go, take a HIIT class, and then maybe the next day they want to take Pilates. So we're seeing a lot of that. And ClassPass is a huge it's a huge thing now. It's this app. I'm sure a lot of you guys know about it, but it's an app that offers a platform for members to buy credits per month, and then they can use those credits at different boutique fitness places that take it. So maybe you want to do cardio one day, maybe you want to do kickboxing or like bar the next day. You buy the credits per month and then you can use them even when you travel. So if you live in West Palm and then you go to Boston, there's studios in Boston that have it. So it makes it very travel user friendly.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's really nice because it gives exposure to these small businesses that might not be on the radar yet because they are newer.
Right.
But that's like a big thing right now that's happening. And, you know, teaching at a few of these smaller places I do now, we do get a lot of people from ClassPass, and it's a good way to maybe convert them to members or just like, you know, basically give word of mouth to exposure to that certain studio. It's like, I took a really great class at such and such the other day. You should go try it. So that's a big thing we're seeing right now too.
All right. Well, I think for me, one of the things I always enjoyed about small studios and boutique fitness, like Jordan said, is a sense of community. I know when I met Jordan years ago at Pure Bar, we used to have outside events, basically a bar to bar, believe it or not, a
That sounds so
BARRE
fun.
to BAR. And being a social person that I am, I enjoyed that, the camaraderie outside of the studio as well as inside the studio. And when I was researching for this episode, I did find that that is definitely one of the things that people of all ages really appreciate with the fitness world is socializing. It's a part of having a community, and it makes people feel good and look why they're looking good and want to interact. And I think that is something that I personally resonate with. And no matter what your age is, I think you can have a great time doing that while you're getting fit and meeting people. I know we started off one of the episodes talking about the sauna raves,
Yeah.
and that is a thing. And also, people are partying and not drinking and just enjoying fitness, whether it's a HIIT class, whether it's a pop up spin class, whether it's a yoga retreat. In a couple of weeks, we'll have a really good friend of mine
Yeah.
who's going to be doing one of those in the Galapagos. So the sense of community behind fitness and beyond the boutique realm is what I think is really important, and it's a driving force going forward. So Jordan has taught at many studios, small and large, but I think what she says about, you know, relating to the members and getting to know them intimately, it helps really to foster that connection. And then they do want to stick with you. Because I think, you know, for me, I have an entrepreneurial spirit and I love to support small business. I think it's really important, and especially women owned businesses.
Yeah.
So I love to hear this and I'm happy about it and I want to see them succeed. So we will be speaking to a few of those women, entrepreneurs that do own studios locally and afar in our future episodes. So we hope that you guys will enjoy that.
And we'll get to the meat and potatoes, so to speak, of the episode. But before we log off today, too, I've got two events that are coming up,
Ooh.
and they're by our beautifully locally owned women, small boutique studios. And one actually does tie into breast cancer. So we'll get to that at the end of the episode. But I know Colleen has a lot of.
Well, again, as I was on that long flight coming back from Fashion Week Hawaii, after we did our walking research, I went into the boutique fitness trend research as well as in general, just fitness trends that are out there right now. So one of the articles that I really thought was interesting was from telomere.com. And it's 5 trends that will shape the fitness industry in 2025 and further. So the number one thing on that was the rise of wellness-driven offerings. So no longer a buzzword, and the focal point is the community of the boutique fitness space and recovery, longevity, and biohacking. Now, biohacking is an interesting term. I had heard that thrown around a lot. I did a little more research on it to get a really good definition about it. So, biohacking in the fitness world is the process of making changes to one's lifestyle in order to hack the body's biology and feel their best. It involves science, technology, lifestyle adjustments, all to improve and optimize bodily functions. So that seems to be sort of a buzzword that we're hearing a lot. And it's a trend that a lot of the boutique fitness industries are kind of incorporating, talking about supplements, which we already have done. finding a way that you can continue to go to those classes and get up and change your lifestyle, get up earlier. The technology with the fitness tracking, the apps that you can, be accountable for and see how many calories you're burning and see how many steps you're getting in. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And also the recovery studios. So there's the stretch zone, there's a stretch cycle, there's the stretch this and that. All of these kind of things are trends that help people feel better after their workout. Stretching is really an imperative thing. So it's kind of just a heightened focus on optimizing performance and preventing injury.
Have you heard of it's locally owned? I think they opened back in June. Sweat House?
Oh, I have not heard of that
This
one.
is like it's ties kind of into what you're saying. It's a center that offers like the cold plunge and the
Right.
infrared sauna and
Yep.
stuff to help with recovery.
Yep.
And people just go and they get like a little room and it has a sauna and then it also has a cold plunge and you get to stay there for like 2 hours if you want to.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. I was going to get to the cold plunge and the infrared sauna thing coming up because that is one of the things that many people are doing, and a lot of the smaller studios, as well as the chain gyms, are offering those now. And there's a lot of schools of thought on that. But anyway, I thought this biohacking thing was interesting. It's definitely a niche sector that's set to grow exponentially as consumers prioritize healthcare alongside fitness. So we talked about the stretching studios, and that was in this article. And then again, one of the things that is sort of a small issue with boutique fitness, it might be the cost. They tend to be a little bit more pricey, which I
Yeah.
understand because they're smaller. So trying to make it more reachable for more. And so I think some of the studios now are doing that, and the classes might be shorter. And we did touch on that. That is a trend that's coming up. I mentioned that a while back. Some of the clients I'm training now want less than an hour. They'll specifically say, please design my workout for 30, 35 minutes, including a stretch. So it's just one of the other things. And I think some of the boutique fitness studios, I've noticed that myself, they're doing shorter classes because that seems to be
Yeah.
a trend. Are you noticing that, Jordan?
At one of the I'll plug it right here now for Randy at the sweatshop, which is newly opened on US 1. I guess it's North Palm. I consider it Juneau, but we have a platform of a multitude of different formats, and all of our classes are 45 minutes, which from me is so hard because I like to do it all. Like, but we get it all in. So that includes a warm up and a stretch. But yes, 45 minutes, and then some of the other places I've taught are like 50 minutes.
Right.
Again.
Yes, I think 50 is good.
Yeah.
I find it rather hard. Certainly for me, it's been a challenge for the clients I train. Thank God I only have a couple of them that do want these 30, 35-minute workouts. But it is a trend, and I understand. I get it. Everyone is very busy, and time is everything, and you've got to watch your time. So,
Or they just hate it, and it's like a love-hate thing. It's like, let me just do this, and it's not an hour, it's only 30 minutes, you know?
I know. And then for someone like me, and I know I've said this before, I can't even imagine working out that short of a time because I just love to work out so much, and I feel like that's too short for me. But everyone has their thing. So,
Yeah.
and again, the other thing that was emphasized in this article is the enhanced technology integration. So digital tools and apps are continuing to reshape the industry. So clients have developed an appetite for hyper-personalized data-driven experiences. Wearables like Whoop, which I've not even heard of,
Oh,
but
yes.
it was in the article, and the Oura Ring, which
Mhm.
is a cool thing, along with the iWatch, allow clients to track all of their metrics, including their sleep, their resting metabolic rate, which I track mine all the time, calories burned, and then, of course, we talked about last episode, the Active 10 app that you can add onto your phone. So
Yeah.
tracking and being accountable. And I think it's always good for people, especially if you're newer in the fitness realm, to see your progress. I think that's a very motivating thing, don't you think,
Yeah,
Jordan?
and I
'Cause a lot
know-
of people quit because they're like, well, I'm not burning enough calories. And we got to that discussion
Yeah,
before, but go ahead.
and then I don't know if you're an Apple user, or if you guys are, they have Apple Health, which is really nice because you can link it to all your other apps, and then you can see, how your resting heart rate has come down, or like it's kind of nice because the lower your resting heart rate, typically that means you're getting in better shape.
Of course.
And it gives you these reports now that will show like, oh, you're doing you're working out more this year than you were this time last year, or like you're more active, you're taking more steps. So Apple Health is a great thing to look at from time to time too, just to kind of see, maybe not from a scale perspective or like a burn perspective, but like how you've progressed from like 1 month to the next or 1 year to the next, which is really nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that. The other thing this article mentioned is AI-powered coaching will analyze performance metrics and offer real-time adjustments to routines. So, for example, are your HIIT intervals too long or too short? AI could personalize them for you just as you would like to, and sweat along that way. And then the other thing was interesting is augmented reality, AR. Fitness might make its way into boutique studios, particularly virtual boxing or immersive spin classes. All of this enables the clients to track their progress, offering proof of results and added engagement. So it's kind of an interesting thing. And then this whole thing with the virtuals brought me to the whole F45 studios. Now, I
Okay.
don't know if any of you know about that, but that's Mark Wahlberg's baby. And basically, you do have screens in front of each piece of equipment so you can watch what they're doing and learn that way. They do have trainers that walk around
Oh,
to
really?
help you. Yes.
Huh.
Yeah. So he got involved. He was an investor in that company since 2019. He's a chief brand officer, and apparently he even shows up from time to time at
He-
some of the studios around the world.
I think he shows up here
So,
sometimes a lot. And the
Probably
Jupiter.
that. Yes, I think you've seen him in Palm Beach.
I've met him a few times.
So the functional 45, again, here we go again with that word. People want shorter workouts. So that's where that chain came from. So, and the screens are the focal point there. Again, like I said, when you go from station to station, you actually can watch the TV and see it happening. Now, the thing about that's a little bit not so great, I think, is it's not so personalized that way. I mean, they do
Yeah.
have trainers, like I say, that walk around, but
Yeah.
unlike in other boutique fitness studios where you're really interacting.
Some people, and I can tell you this from teaching certain formats, are very visual learners. And it's like you might do it once for them and they're like, I need to see that again. So I think that the screens are a benefit. I do think what the miss is there is like they don't know what they should be feeling or where they should be putting their weight because, or, you know, what should be active because they don't have the screen telling them that. That's why you can't get rid of that trainer. It's got a sticker. Yep.
Exactly. A buzz for personal trainers and group fitness instructors.
Yes.
We'll take a bow now. So, and we did touch on this article brought it up again, but the increased focus on community and connections. You just can't get past that now. Boutique fitness thrives on the community. We were talking about the fundraisers, the pop-up classes, fitness challenges, social events. I mentioned the bar to bar and these big parties now that are involved with fitness of any kind of genre.
Like
So-
Run Club is a big thing.
Which club?
They have a run club that's a huge thing. You know, the people get
Oh,
together
yes,
once
yes,
a week
okay.
and they run.
Right.
I'm like, that sounds like a great time.
Right. I mean, I just think the more people get excited to work out and they're surrounded by others that also share that passion, the better it is for everyone.
Yeah.
And for us, you know, we're such fitness nerds in a good way and fanatics that I love to hear all of this. So anyway, that was sort of an interesting thing. And I do have some more talking points, but I was going to ask Jordan, like, what's her favorite thing about teaching in a boutique studio versus a bigger commercial chain gym?
Yeah, I love honestly getting to know the members. I think that's like a huge part, again, going back to the community, because then it becomes like your fitness family, so to speak. You know them. And then it kind of gears it towards them. So at the end of each class, I'm like, if you have any requests, and
Mhm.
Colleen knows this,
I love it.
I always ask for requests because then A, I'm gearing it toward what they want, what's going to keep them excited and
Right.
coming back. And B, it's more personalized. Like it makes my job easier too. Because when I'm writing out a class, it looks like mayhem on paper. But
I've seen her blueprints of her
it's
class
insane.
development.
Like it's like highlights, asterisk, like what's happening. So, you know, that community aspect. And then the more I get to know you, the more it gives me the tools to help you succeed. Maybe you want me to talk a little smack. I love calling you out and talking a little smack. Be like, you got this, 10 more. Or maybe you need that general encouragement where you get that shout out, that cheer on to just keep you pushing through. So that's my favorite part. And then just seeing people, you know, go from point A to point B and they're just excited to be there. And I think that's the most fulfilling part of my job. And that's why I love doing it. Versus when I've worked at places, like I said, it's a lot bigger.
that corporate
the corporate was
mentality.
more about numbers.
Yes.
You know, the behind the scenes that clients didn't see or maybe not are aware of. It's like, oh, if you don't hit a certain number, you're not doing your job.
Mm.
And I wasn't getting feedback. I wasn't getting like, nobody was giving me points on my class, like what I was doing wrong, what I could do better. You know, I wasn't getting that. It was all a number thing. And so for me, it was kind of a turn off that it was
Yeah.
like something I just didn't want to do. So if I had a choice in and out, I do the boutique fitness every day.
No, that totally makes sense because, I think when you are in the fitness realm, especially when you're teaching or training, you do have a creative aspect to you and you want to be able to put your own stamp on things. And I think sometimes with these corporate models, these big, huge gyms, as Jordan was saying, you cannot do that. And it's all based on a numbers game. Well, you didn't get 30 people to sign up for your class. You only got 15. So that's not good.
Yeah.
It makes me feel kind of badly because she's an amazing instructor. She's very challenging. She has wonderful routines, and I miss training with her on her classes. I'll have to sign up at the sweatshop as soon as I.
We
come with some
might
more
be
cash
adding a
to do
core
that.
class. There might be a core class coming.
But yeah, so the numbers game, and obviously we know. I mean, let's be realistic. It's all about business. Whether you're a big corporate gym or whether you're a small boutique gym, it's really about the numbers as much as we don't like to say it. We're all trying to make a buck,
Yeah.
if you will. So, anywho, I just wanted to get her perspective on that. So, I also did some more researching, of course. And I don't know if you guys have ever gone onto the Les Mills site. Les Mills was a
Yeah.
4-time Olympian and head coach of the New Zealand track and field team. And he opened his first gym back in 1968. But now all of his platforms are throughout the world and they're all virtual. You can get any kind of Les Mills class that you want at any time. So an interesting thing is the article I found, which of course I will tag in our next write-up for the episode, 7 trends set to shake up fitness in 2025 and beyond. So basically, it started out with the fact that, COVID, which was now 4.5 years ago, but for some
Jeez.
places they were locked down more, that was every gym thought it was the beginning of the end. Well, it turned out that was not the case because now all of the gym people that have been surveyed are saying that 86.8% of club and studio owners expect membership growth to continue. It's at record highs. So the gym and fitness industry, people thought it might die off after COVID. It has not. So that's the good news. Gen Z and millennials are key drivers here, around 73% for both. Me, I'm a Gen Xer, that's at 55%, and boomers at 42%.
Wow.
So I think that's interesting because those are pretty high numbers.
Yeah.
For all ages, pretty much from age, 18 up. So, and the thing that they're seeing now are personal training, gym floor workouts, and group training listed as their 3 favorite ways to work out the most. The next point was spreading the load. So a community is in the gym and classes, making friends with the instructors and making people feel like they're part of a family equals growth. So we've touched on that a lot, and so is Les Mills in his article. So I think that's still a very important thing. And then here's an interesting point. I had never heard of this term, and Jordan, you can maybe tell me if you have. Perennials make their mark.
What is that my
So
son?
a perennial, I guess, it's as we age better and people stay fitter for longer, trend demos are becoming increasingly redundant. So there is a traditional demos, excuse me. So Mario Julian's book, The Perennials, talks about that whole dynamic. So I thought that was interesting. So it's a demand for healthy aging services is high. And by 2030, 1 in 6 people worldwide will be 60. So these are the people that are up and coming, the perennials, which are your.
That's
so they're trying
interesting.
to basically target them and get them early to work towards their older ages. So I thought that was kind of cool. Predicting a greater focus on healthy aging as younger people look for preventative solutions and older people aim to improve their longevity and their health span. So I might check that book out. I
Check it
actually
out.
went on Amazon and it is for sale there. It's called The Perennials, Mario Julian's book. Okay, and then there's never a one size fits all approach. So fitness levels vary. New programming crafted through the lens of biologicals, age versus actual age. Low intensity classes where all can benefit by modifying where needed or leveling up accordingly. Overall, the fitness industry is supporting longevity, getting them into the gym young and working with them through the generations to support their health and their wellness as they age, which I'm all about with my supplementing and keeping myself as active and as fit as possible. Now, here is something that I'm sure Jordan and I have chatted a bit offline about this. This is point number 4.
Okay.
Frenemy at the gate. And guess
Oh.
what that would be? Weight loss drugs are now being blamed for some falling gym attendance. Gyms, especially boutique fitness ones, will get ahead by offering classes to those on these drugs to help them retain and build muscle
Yeah.
during that process. Now, of course, that's the one huge negative about being on those weight loss drugs. You are losing not only fat, but muscle.
Yeah, your muscle mass.
So I really was refreshed to see that this is a trend that's coming up because the gyms understand people are on them. They need to make sure the people that are on them understand that they still need to work out to maintain their muscle.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're going to
So-
be what we like to call skinny fat, where it's,
Right.
it's just not, you might be thin, but you might be also a little mushy.
I'm so worried about these fitness drugs. I mean, I don't know about you, Jordan, but there's this jury's out. People are losing their hair. They say you could go blind.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand if you're morbidly obese, but for people that just want to, which the majority of people do, 20 or 30 pounds, I'm just not so sure a doctor should prescribe that. Now I see they're going to go without a prescription now on at Costco.
I
Did you
just
see
think that you should just do cocaine at that point.
that?
Just ruin your nasal cavity rather than the rest of your body. Just let's do it 80s in the bathroom. It'll be all right. But no, I just think with, anything that's truly worth it, obviously it's like when you want to buy a house, you got to save. Some people get lucky and they don't have to, but it's the same thing with genetics. Sometimes you have those people who are lucky and they can build muscle easily, lose weight easily. But then the flip side of the coin is sometimes you have to invest the time and the work to get, what you're working towards, aka the house or that body that you sought after.
Right.
So it's just, and then I think you appreciate it more. You take care of it more. If you really had to work hard
Exactly.
to, get your body or buy that house, you appreciate it more.
And here's the thing, if someone is taking those weight loss drugs, eventually you will have to get off of them. I can't imagine somebody who's, in their 50s, my age, and they're on them for the next 30 years of their life. That's not realistic. So you do need to put a pattern or in place for once you're off of them to maintain that weight loss.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's the thing.
I agree.
So I don't know if Randy or any of these other small boutique places you work at, the Sculpt Shop, are they ever thinking of perhaps, adding some kind of a course for people that are doing that?
I don't know.
That's kind of an interesting thing, I thought, to have people understand that they cannot just take that and forget about coming to the gym or taking a class.
I'm going to be honest. We live in Palm Beach County. I think a lot of people who are on it aren't going to tell us they're on it.
Yeah.
But a lot of the clients that I dealt with in both of the studios I teach at are like, they're there to like work. And, I have some of these older ladies who have goals of like how much weight they want to lose. And one client this morning, she took Cycle Bar at like 6 and then she came to take my class at 9:30. So she's like she's really working toward her goal to get where she wants to be without taking that shortcut, which would be easy to do.
Right.
So I like truly admire people that do that. If you need it, because I know it helps with diabetes and whatnot, go for it, but just know, like, do your research, know that there's a
lot of risks. Yeah. So also in this article is something that I wanted to point out, especially because we are women. Women's health is going to take center stage.
Ooh.
Yes, conversations are now getting louder on supporting women, from reproductive health, hormonal balance, and the impacts of perimenopause and menopause. So I think that is great, taking a holistic approach that addresses both physical and mental well-being. As women, we go through a lot of different phases. If you're pregnant, you're not pregnant, the menstrual cycle, perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause. So I think it's wonderful that some gyms, and especially boutique fitness gyms, are going to be offering these kind of classes.
Yeah.
Talk about that and exercises that will help that. So I don't know if that's something that you've
We
heard of. I thought that
no,
was
this
kind of
is something
cool.
new to me.
Okay.
Well, while we're talking of this, because you've been doing the fitness circuits for a long time, just curious, and I'm sure our listeners that know you are curious too. What has been kind of one of your favorite, or what if you had to recommend to try a certain format or a certain boutique fitness gym, what would you say was like one of your favorites that you really enjoyed going to?
Well, I absolutely love to be on the Pilates Reformer. That is a wonderful machine. I mean, I miss it, but because my knee damage on my right knee from all my soccer years and overuse is done up for that now. But it's an amazing workout. I really enjoy that immensely, and that was a wonderful time I had when I was at the Sculpt Shop. And I do miss that. Maybe one day when I feel I can go back, although my ortho has warned me 10 times over because I do not want to get a knee replacement yet. But it's amazing workout. And that is actually one of the huge trends now is going forward is Pilates. The Reformer is very advanced. So I always say to people, before you even think about getting on a Pilates Reformer, you must have basic, well, not even basic, intermediate core strength by doing mat Pilates.
Yeah.
And really working out your core first and foremost and having that as a foundation, because otherwise you will fail miserably on the Reformer and get very frustrated. And of course, the classes are not inexpensive, but
No,
I
they're
did enjoy
not.
my time there very much.
And then there is a true now teaching at Sculpt Shop, which we have an X former. It's a little bit different than your classic Pilates reformer. Classic Pilates has more of a flow, and typically it's not any heavy. They don't go super heavy for their spring loads.
Yeah.
X former, we can't call it Legree because it's trademarked.
Yes.
But the whole principle behind Legree or something like where I teach at is it's time under tension. So you're working and really slow. And then you have a push and a pull. And sometimes we like to go heavier. So you're getting to those smaller muscle fibers.
Yep.
But it is unlike anything that it's just different. Like, if you want to really up your core strength and your balance, maybe you want to grow your glutes. It's a good way to kind of implement that. But it's very popular right now.
It is, but you again have to walk before you run to a reformer.
Yes.
As I mentioned, a lot of people don't understand it is an advanced workout, and yes, so I will warn that. But I did love it. So the other thing that they did mention in this article is called the next point 6, coming full circuit. From the early days of the industry to now the rise of the F45 and boutique fitness, circuit training has played a vital role in bringing more people into exercise. Members are flocking towards functional circuit training that combines strength and cardio in class environments. So I think that's cool because, all the time, I always talk about to my clients anyway, you have to lift and you have to do your cardio.
Yes.
It's both. And the circuit style training is wonderful. Going from one modality to the next. I personally do not like to rest a lot. There's a couple schools of thought on that, but the more you keep moving, the more calories you burn. And I just feel that that's the best way to go. But so circuit training and all of these boutique places is now kind of the thing. And that's part of the F45 model.
Yeah. And, HIIT is a big component. I think it's how you organize the class, but HIIT, it's high intensity interval training. So you're getting your strength and your cardio in a short amount of time, but also helps offset boredom because you're not doing it too long. So if you're one of those people that kind of like, you start thinking about your Publix grocery shopping list in middle of class, this might be a good thing for you to try to keep you kind of like focused because it moves fast. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, so point number 7, we touched on this earlier, but we'll go back to it again because it's huge. Fitness is the new festival. Skyrocketing in popularity incorporates community connection and celebration of health in a festival-like atmosphere. With music pumping and energy levels high, these events provide a unique, dynamic way to experience fitness in a social setting. Nightclubs used to be where this happened. Now it's at the gym and at gym fitness retreats. So I think it's kind of cool. I really do. And it's fun. Again, it's a sense of community, but it's also a healthy sense of community. You're still partying and enjoying life, but you're doing it very healthfully.
Yeah, I think that's it's a
Fitness
fun way.
raves.
It's like a fun way to spend like a Friday night,
Yeah, absolutely.
The Sweatshop actually did an event. I didn't go. I was tapped this week. It was quite a week. But Friday night they did a dance event where they partnered with Fred Astaire, which does classic ballroom dancing,
Yeah.
and they taught them like a group, like classic, like box step and like salsa and stuff. And then two of the instructors I teach with teach like more modern, like a little bit of hip hop and modern dance. And then they did kind of a mashup event, and
That
then
sounds like fun.
they had shopping and like cocktails and mocktails afterwards in the studio. And it was from like 6 to 9. It was like fun. I didn't get to go, but I got to see the videos. So, but it looked like a blast. You sweat, you get to hang out, meet people, and then.
Yeah, I think it's so much fun.
Yeah.
I mean, people are looking for things to do that, incorporate health and well-being and wellness and still meet people. So why not? I think it's a great idea. Now, I have a lot of other things, but I think we're going to save them because we're going to be going through this fitness trend thing for quite a while now in boutique fitness. We've got a guest lined up for our next episode, and then I think one after that, and it will all be on this topic, and I'll be going further into my other findings.
Yeah.
But we'd like to remind you to not forget about donating and giving back. Breast Cancer Research is our charity of choice during this month of October.
So wear your
Think
pink. Think pink. Wear your pink and support. And then two things that are happening this month. So if you are a breast cancer survivor, Randy, who owns the sweatshop, the new one, Google it, you can find it. She's offering breast cancer survivors a month free of classes. So you can just come and take and be active, and it's great. So you can reach out to her on her Instagram, or you can reach out to me and I can direct you in the right position.
Fit Girl and Her Dude. DOOD.
My dude. Yes. And then secondly, if you are in the Jupiter area, we are going to do a pop-up, a Sculpt Pilates class at Harborside on the October 25th, which is a Saturday at 11:45.
Wow.
And I'll be teaching.
That's amazing.
We're just going to sweat.
Put that on my calendar now.
So no equipment. I think you bring your own mat. I haven't got all the details yet, but it's going to be a Sculpt Pilates, so not traditional. We're going to kick it up a notch. You will get a nice little workout in. It's 30 minutes, only 30 minutes, and then there's vendors there so you can shop.
Oh, perfect.
Get some coffee, all that good stuff. So that's what's happening, but we're really excited about our next few episodes. We've got some great guests.
We are excited. We are just thrilled that you guys are tuning in to listen to us. We are two fitness fanatics, Jordan and Colleen, at Colleen Fit Pro, at A Fit Girl and Her Dude. And we thank you so much for listening. And please message us and give us any kind of suggestions or comments. And we'd love to chat with you.
Yeah. And if you, I'll put our IG, what do you call it?
Hashtags or usernames?
Our usernames in our profile on YouTube. So you can find us that way too.
Absolutely. For now, cheers. Thanks so much.